my name is Courtney Bolden. I'm the PR and social media strategist for Alex Mnayarji Curl System. I'm here with Alex Mnayarji, the co-founder of Alex Mnayarji Curl System. So Alex, how did you first get involved with the beauty industry and what influenced you most to become a hairstylist?
I actually wanted to become a chef. I love to cook, and and I was always in the restaurant industry, and so I just thought that's what I was going to do. I was going to go to school and I was going to become a chef. But I always did everyone's hair, especially my sister's. But my aunt was a hairdresser, and I always used to watch what she would do, and I thought that was really great. But I never thought of it as something to do as a career, because growing up in Rhode Island, I never saw all editorials and what you could take, this type of career to. So I made my mom drive us to the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America in Poughkeepsie, and right when we got there, she looked at me, she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't want to do this." And she's like, "We just drove 5 hours. We're in Rhode Island."
Right.
And she was like, "Great, you have 5 hours to figure out how to tell your dad you're not going to go to college."
Oh my God.
And they were really supportive and great. And I told them, I was like, I really want to take this further than just being a hairdresser.
Right. So your aunt was definitely an influence. Who are some of your other influences? Who inspires you in the beauty industry?
I would definitely have to say it's my mentor, Dad. She taught me so much about being a woman in the industry. And having to fight all of that, because it's really an industry run by men, even though it's majority women. She was a family friend, and her rule was she did not hire family or friends. That was like a big thing. I came out here a few times, would assist and stuff like that, and then finally I was still in beauty school. I had enough hours to work in New York, and she calls me and she's like, "You're starting next week."
Wow.
So I had a week to move to New York, find an apartment, and she really taught me discipline. She showed me great work ethic, and really showed me a lot more of the industry than just behind the chair. But she did teach me a lot about relationships and how to build them with clients. And she opened up my eyes to the world of curly hair and how much there's a lack of it in the industry. But it really also, I saw her bring out the inner beauty of a lot of women when it came to embracing their natural hair.
So what are some of your tricks for working with curly hair?
Oh gosh, I always like to think bigger the better. One of the biggest tricks, as I have to say, is condition the hair as much as possible. Embrace it as much as possible. Don't try to fight it, because the elements of nature are always going to win. So when it comes to curly hair, if you have tight curly hair, you're wearing tight curly hair, and we're going to show you the best way to do it. So definitely great product choice. Always apply it when the hair is wet. That way it dries evenly. Once your ends are dry, and curly hair, your ends dry like this, you want to make sure you get that product on right away. You want to make sure whatever product you're using is water soluble and breathable. You don't want to layer any heavy oil waxes or silicone. It's going to be drying out your hair in the process. So you want to use stuff that has ingredients like soy protein, wheat protein, aloe vera, and make sure it's breathable. That's my biggest trick. People always towel dry and towel blot. Like, don't do that. You want to apply the product on when it's very wet. And I always think, let curly hair be. Day 2 is going to be great. Day 3 is going to be great. Use hair accessories as much as possible. Those are some of my great tips. Oh, and always sleep with your hair up at night. Whether your hair is wet, curly, straight, dry, anything, always sleep with it up at night so it doesn't cause friction.
What influenced you to launch the Alex Mnayarji Salon and Alex Mnayarji Curl System?
So I was talking to my friend Allison, and I was telling her about how I really want to leave and open up my own salon for curly hair, and I was explaining to her the whole concept. Allison is great. She's a first grade school teacher. She doesn't really know much about hair, let alone how to brush it. She grew up getting blowouts in Chinatown. And so she and her husband were great. They right away were like, "We want to be a part of this." And so we opened up our salon. And when we opened up the salon, we started off with Moroccan oil and Use Me, which is a curly hair line. And we didn't have our own line. I didn't want my own line. I was focusing on just strictly opening up a salon. And then it was really a client that was like, I tried everything, We started with Moroccan oil and Use Me, and, they didn't have the same foundation that we had when it came to curly hair. She's like, you already have all the connections with different chemists. Why don't you start your own line? So I went back to Allison, and I was like, "Hey, I know we just launched the salon, but I really want to start our own line and really get into educating and really have something that we stand behind."
So talk to me more about Alex Mnayarji Curl System. What was the process of getting that started?
So, okay, starting your own product line is not as easy as everybody thinks. It's a lot of patience, and you're looking at anywhere from 6 months to a year to start it. When you go to start your own line, what you want to do is make sure you know exactly what you want and how many products.
Right.
Because it all takes that same amount of time. So when I wanted to start the online, I knew I wanted it to be like water soluble and a skincare approach. That's something that I was always taught is great for curly hair, and it's something that I do believe in. I think that in our industry for curly girls, everything's so heavy.
Right.
And there's so much oil and wax and silicone and it's sticky and it leaves a residue and it coats the hair. So I wanted it to be the opposite of everything out there on the market. I wanted it to be formulated for hair type, not texture.
Right.
So if you have baby fine hair, you have baby fine hair. It doesn't matter how curly you are, you have baby fine hair.
Right.
Because people that have baby fine hair can have straight hair.
Right.
So we wanted the product line to be that flexible, that you could be used among straight and curly, formulated for baby fine hair, and very moisturizing, but not moisturizing like silicones and topical stuff. Something that's actually going to penetrate in and fix it.
Right.
So we wanted to do a skincare approach to curly hair. So we called the chem lab out, and I said, I want to start, and we only started with 8 products. And that's what I wanted. I wanted a simple line. I only wanted 1 shampoo and conditioner, 1 leave-in, option of 2 styling products, and then your finishes. So I wanted the shampoo to be a sulfate shampoo. I think the non-sulfate shampoos are gross. Because I think over a period of time, it loses the shine and the luster, as well as some of the curl. Like, yeah, your hair's not frizzing. That's because your hair's dirty.
Oh my gosh.
So you need a shampoo. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for saying this, but you know, you wash your face and you shampoo your face.
Right.
Why are you not shampooing your scalp?
Yeah.
I'm not saying to do it every day, but like your type of texture, I would say like 1 to 2 times the most.
Right.
You know, I barely shampoo my hair like 1 to 2 times a week. But you need to remove that layer of sebum, especially with the lack of shampoo that we have out there now. So the sulfite shampoo is a sulfite. We do counteract it with a coconut sulfite, which is found in most sulfite-free shampoos. And then we added aloe vera, jojoba seed oil, vitamin A, vitamin E. So it's not the end-all, you know, of hair when you use a sulfite.
Right.
We want that sulfite in there to cleanse the scalp, but we still make sure that we're not stripping or damaging the hair.
Right.
So it is very moisturizing. Our conditioner has a sweet almond oil as well as a mint scent to it.
Love it.
Yeah, and so it helps stimulate the blood flow. So every product has an ingredient in there to benefit the hair in the long run.
Right.
We have an entire anti-aging line for when you want to straighten the hair. We have a potion. So you can straighten your hair. We say it's okay.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure you do it as safely as possible. So that's the kind of like theory that went behind creating the line.
Okay. So which of the Alex Anthony Curl System products can you not live without?
Revive.
Okay.
Revive is the number 1 thing that I cannot live without. Revive is very, you know, like versatile in a sense that you can use it whether your hair's gonna be straight or curly. It's your next day refresher. My hair can't get me 2 or 3 days if I don't have it.
What are some of your favorite trends for hair in the summer season?
The best part about the summer and spring and the warm weather is all of a sudden all these curly girls come out to play. And I love that people are embracing their curl more, and I think it's because there's more education when it comes to embracing your curly hair out there. But I think the biggest trend that I love is all the pastel colors and fashion colors that I'm seeing. I'm a sucker for like pastels and waves. Like that's everything to me.
So what has been the most exciting and the most difficult aspect of owning your own salon?
The most exciting aspect is seeing it grow. You know, the salon's not even 4 years old, and I still have employees that are with me, team members, really. They're really my team and family, with me since day 1.
That's amazing.
And I think watching them grow as stylists, watching the salon grow, and new clients every day has been amazing. It has been so exciting. It's so exciting to see where we are in not even 4 years. It's even more exciting to think about where we're going to be in another 4. The most stressful and difficult is that I don't think people realize what it takes to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
I think everyone thinks that they can own their own business, like I did, and I don't think we realize all the other stuff that comes with it.
Right.
Like just, you know, payroll and accounting and sales tax and all these fun things. I love what I do. So when I'm up at all hours of the night, to me that's not work. It's just what I have to do. You know, my business is just my life. My father, you know, can't wait for the day for me to have kids. And I'm like, I have a kid. Like, what are you talking about? This is my full-time job. But it is. It really is your baby. And I think when you're an entrepreneur, you understand what those words are. I think also people think that just because you own a business, you're automatically going to be successful. I think any entrepreneur and business owner know that It's okay to fail every now and then. You will fail in your journey. You will bottom out a few times, but you just gotta keep going and follow your passion. And that's why you have to love what you do, or you will give up.
So what advice would you give other hairstylists who are interested in owning their own salon?
Make sure that you have a good relationship with your clients. I always say the real boss is the client. So I have a boss. It's the client. So make sure that you have that foundation of clients, because you will lose a big part of it because of location. You know, they might not want to travel to your new place, or, you know, they just like how easy it is to just go back to the other place. I think that you need to have money saved up. I think I never understood what they meant, like make sure you have 6 months savings in the bank. I was like, why? We're going to start making money right away. Expect the unexpected. But I think that's what it is. I think do what you love, and if you're going to open it up, do it exactly the way you want it. Don't listen to the way anyone says you should do anything. Just do it how you want to do it.
So when you're not busy working, what are some of your favorite pastimes?
Trying to figure out if I forgot to do something or if I really have nothing to do. I go to Soul Cycle in the morning. You know what I mean?
That's something.
I Netflix and chill with my dog. But other than that, I'm always working. I do enjoy going out to eat. I'm a big foodie. I love doing that. But other than that, I'm usually working.
Can you share one quote that inspires you and keeps you motivated daily?
I read this one quote one time, which was perfect. It says, if your hair is done and you have on the right pair of shoes, you can get away with anything.
That's so true.
Yeah, and I always tell little girls that. I always think it's great when you see a little girl embrace her curly hair. And I always tell her, I was like, you know, if your hair is done, you have the right pair of shoes, you can get away with anything.
So for more information, make sure you follow our blog, alexanthonyproducts.com, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Alex Anthony Curl System.